Hi everybody. So I want to take a moment to explain what we're going to be doing in these discussion videos at the end of each module. So we ask some big questions in this course, questions such as what does it mean to be a human being? And we present you a lot of information that emphasizes what past cultures were like in terms of their biology as well as in terms of their behavior. We do so in order to try and get you thinking about what it means to be a human being in both a deep temporal perspective, so going back in time, as well as looking at it in a broad cross-cultural perspective, so looking over a lot of geographic space, cultures that have lived in different places over different times. So when posed with such a big question, what does it mean to be human? It's important to first acknowledge that this question is intentionally set up to be somewhat overreaching and in a sense oversimplistic. Christine is going to tell us a bit more about why we've chosen to do that.
Yeah, we've chosen to choose these very broad questions to talk about, so you can really think about it, you can think about it in a different way that you're used to, and realize that there's not just one way to answer these questions, there's actually different answers possible, and there's no one right answer.
Yeah, that's right. So, in thinking about who we are as a species, it can be thought of in a sense that you can turn sort of towards religion or ideology to seek answers, or in contrast, and we'll revisit that point in a moment, you can turn to science for the answer. And this is often set up as a false dichotomy, that one can derive knowing from religion and ideology, or one can derive knowing from sort of science or more objective truth. What you're going to see in the videos presented thus far is that it's not an either-or situation. Religion and science are very different ways of knowing the world. One is not necessarily mutually exclusive to the other. Because they're very different ways of knowing, we have to think carefully about the evidence, or about which way of knowing we want to use when answering different questions. So, it's not surprising, perhaps, given that this is my profession, that I fall more into the science-based evidence camp in terms of seeking information and seeking data that helps me understand what our place is in the world and what it means to be a human being. And I think it is important that when we're asking questions that are looking at perhaps our health or our environment or ways where we can better ourselves and achieve a more healthy lifestyle, that we're using a way of knowing that is designed to, by the way it's designed, that is increasing its evidence, that is gathering more evidence, that is intentionally, purposefully testing and retesting again the relationship between different variables, adding in new variables to see how that affects the outcome. And in this way, the knowledge can improve and it can grow. And in this way, knowledge that we've gathered today, 100 years from the past, is much more robust and contains a lot more useful information than, say, it would have 100 years ago. Anna Marin is also going to speak about sort of the other, if we put it in a dichotomy, perhaps the other way of knowing.
Yes, well, I've had a religion upbringing, and I'm actually still religious right now. But I've also, through my elementary school, high school, and now university, been introduced to scientific reasoning and conducting scientific research. And for me, it has never actually been a dichotomy. It's just very different ways of experiencing and relating to the world, as Andrea also discussed. And we hope to introduce you in ways to cope with both as well, and just keep the discussion open, because that's what we want.
Yep, exactly. So we hope you find it thought-provoking.
Exactly.
And we hope, especially in the online discussion forum, that you feel comfortable bringing different perspectives to the mix and trying to get answers to such a big question. The final thing worth emphasizing then is the importance of a biocultural approach. So a biocultural approach is fundamental to the discipline of anthropology and archaeology, and thus osteoarchaeology falling within this. And a biocultural approach is absolutely essential when exploring human behavior. The ultimate goal of anthropology and archaeology is to better understand human behavior, and one cannot understand human biology without also, in tandem, considering the effect of human culture, and vice versa. In human beings, they're inextricably linked. The two cannot be completely separated. So while a lot of the evidence that you're going to see us present over the next 5 modules is more focused on the biological side of things, the responses of our bones to various diseases or activities or diets. And you're going to see us incorporate information derived from biology, from chemistry, from physics even. The interpretation of that data needs to be done within this biocultural approach, where we're recognizing the primacy, the importance of culture in our understanding, in our worldview. The cultural perspectives that have been brought to bear on understanding what it means to be human are incredibly varied and have had a huge, tremendous impact not only on how we see the world in a modern sort of Western cultural ideology, but also in how we've gotten to where we are today. So keeping that in mind, we hope that these discussion videos, these short discussion videos we're going to pose at the end of every module will help bring the information together, will help bring the information that we've given you to bear upon the larger societal, cultural questions that are plaguing humanity today.